This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Family in days after vlogger Lexie dies in crash. Pain was etched on the faces of relatives and friends of popular YouTube vlogger Lexie Williams yesterday, hours after the 20-year-old, along with two men, perished in a road crash along a section of the North Coast Highway in Trelawney. Williams, popularly known as Lexie, was being transported by 25-year-old Kenroy Smith of Hague in the parish when the Toyota Mark X motorcar in which they were traveling crashed into a Toyota Voxy about 6:45 p.m. on Friday when en route to an event dubbed Cookout Vibes being staged in the Rio Bueno Square. Smith, along with 30-year-old Chris Codner, an up-and-coming entertainer known as Free Speech of Exchange in St. Anne, and who was driving the Toyota Voxy, also died. A number of passengers were also hospitalized. When the news visited Williams' home in Rio Bueno yesterday, Williams' loved ones were still in shock with black faces all around. Her mother, Sharon Paris, paced the veranda looking out on the street as if expecting to see her daughter come in. "Me can't talk," was all she could find the strength to say to our news team. A cousin, Anicia Harrison, said that Williams' father, Douglas, was away in Jacksontown and was also walking around dazed. "I me first get the call, say she did," Harrison said, wiping away tears. "When me hear the news, the phone drop. Me no stop cry, me traumatized. It not real," she said, describing Williams as a comedian who loved to make people laugh. From our primary school days at First Hill College to Albertown High, she was the life of the party and the entertainer. She was always dancing and giving jokes, Williams' brother Owen Lowe added. He told the news that his sister had been anxiously anticipating the relaxing of COVID-19 protocols. The cookout was the first thing to get her back to the activities she loved. Lexie had ambitions to become known worldwide, and she was on her way. She had her YouTube channel where she had blogs and advertised the parties and other entertainment events, Lowe said. Pulling a hoodie over his head and covering his face, the grieving brother said that he had been looking forward to seeing Williams entering various entertainment contests in which she would usually excel. She, along with some friends, had just won a Just Boss contest. From one night, she won a talent contest put on by Charlie Chaplin right here in Rio Bueno. She never looked back, just one forward movement. Andrew Senegal Simpson Givons, a DJ who also lives in Rio Bueno, said Williams' passing had also shaken him up. "Me and her always a perform. She was a leader. You got to her to discuss business. She always have a positive vibes. I know me wanna go miss her, hundreds away," he said in between humming a tune. Shopkeeper Marcia Park said many persons were at the cookout and Lexie was to be working in the bar. News of the tragedy came as a shock. "I said, no sir, it's like 5 minutes ago she was here in the bar. The whole place was stunned. People couldn't eat their food and the music also stopped playing," Park said. She described Williams as a mannerable girl who had no enemies. She added, "You could always say, 'Lexie, give me a joke,' and she would make you laugh." More than 100 road fatalities have been recorded across the island since the start of the year. Man suspected of shooting cop has another gun case. Javon Eli Marshall, the man charged with the February 14 shooting and robbery of a police constable along Municipal Boulevard in Portmore, St. Catherine, was on bail from charges arising from an alleged shootout with the cops in May 2020. Marshall, 22, who is from a Caribbean Estates address in the municipality, is to appear in court tomorrow for the 2020 shooting incident in which it is alleged that he fired shots at members of the St. Catherine Special Operations Unit on May 20, 2020, along Big Lane in Central Village, St. Catherine. He was arrested almost a year and granted bail within a month. Marshall was again arrested and charged on Thursday, March 10, for the latest attack on the constable, who was shot in his back while driving his motorcycle at approximately 8:50 p.m. just over a month ago. The constable was thrown into bushes by his attackers, who stole his service pistol, motorcycle, and a cellular phone. The following day, the injured cop was discovered by a citizen who alerted the police. Marshall was charged with wounding with intent, robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, and a conspiracy to commit robbery. West Kingston police told to be on alert as gunmen plan attack on Denhamtown police station. The West Kingston police, in particular those stationed at the Denhamtown police station, have been told to be on high alert as intelligence suggests that gunmen are planning an attack on the station. This is according to an internal memo that was sent to the West Kingston-based cops and which has been seen by the news. It says, "Good afternoon all. Please be advised to be very alert in and around the Denhamtown area and other parts of the division. Information received is suggesting that gunmen in these areas are planning to attack the Denhamtown police station and our patrols. We urge everyone to be extremely vigilant and be prepared to defend yourselves and your colleagues if any such attack is made against our members or property and the facility." The memo was apparently sent after 5 people were shot and injured on Albert Street in Denhamtown about 2:30 Saturday afternoon. The news understands that the incident took place in the vicinity of the Denhamtown police station. The injured persons were reportedly along Market Street conversing when they were pounced upon by a group of men armed with handguns who opened gunfire at them. They reportedly ran into the Denhamtown police station, where they were assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital by the police. They are currently being treated and are said to be in stable conditions. The location of the shooting falls within the zones of special operations. Jamaica's prisons a national security risk, says Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has acknowledged that despite the efforts of authorities, high-risk prisoners continue to direct their criminal enterprises from behind the bars. He has described the country's penal institutions as a national security risk. Too often our intelligence points to crimes being directed from prisons, including the ordering of murders, Holness said, as he made his contribution to the 2022-2023 budget debate in the House of Representatives on Thursday. He also acknowledged that prisoners are getting help in smuggling cellular phones into the prisons, noting that the phones and other contraband do not walk into prisons by themselves. As it stands now, our prisons are a national security risk, Holness emphasized. He sought to assure that the administration was moving to address the risk and said the construction of a modern high-security prison was intended to do so. The Prime Minister said the plans for the prison, which are being developed by the Jamaica Defense Force, are close to completion. We consider this a matter of great urgency to be expedited through the public investment process, said Holness. He said that efforts will be made to source the funding to start the project in the upcoming fiscal year, which gets underway on April 1. However, he warned that regardless of how big we make the walls or the number of cameras we install and how far we locate the prison, if there's a collision between guards and the prisoners, phones and other contraband will get in and the messages and instructions will get out. The Prime Minister said that it was for this reason that the Corrections Act was amended in 2021 to add criminal sanctions to those who facilitate and benefit from the trading in contraband. 37-year-old man chased and shot dead in Manchester. Police are probing the murder of a man who was shot dead by 3 gunmen in Brockery, Christiana on Friday evening. Police named the deceased as 37-year-old Lennox Ashley, otherwise called Kenny, a delivery driver and a resident of Brockery. A report from the Constabulary Communications Unit said about 6:45 p.m. Ashley was at a cook shop when the gunmen entered and ordered food. They then attacked Ashley, who tried to escape. He was chased and shot by his attackers. Ashley was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Jamaican man shot dead in New York. Woman's lover accused him of standing too close to her. A Jamaican man was shot dead by a man outside a donut shop in Bronx, New York on Friday after the gunman's female lover had earlier accused the victim of standing too close to her inside the eatery. The deceased has been identified as a 26-year-old Stephen Stewart. According to a report from CBS 2 New York, relatives said Stewart had moved to the Bronx 3 months prior from Jamaica. He leaves behind his mother and 2 sisters in the island and was working at a restaurant to support them. Stewart's aunt, who did not wish to reveal her identity, told CBS 2 New York that a witness had told the family that her nephew was at the Dunkin' Donut shop when a woman standing in the line accused him of standing too close to her. Further reports are that the woman later called her boyfriend. He later followed Stewart as he exited the eatery, and shortly after, he shot the Jamaican 2 blocks away after they briefly exchanged words. Police, according to the report, have taken CCTV footage of the interaction between Stewart and the woman inside the eatery. There was reportedly no physical confrontation between them, the report stated. The video has not been released, however. Meanwhile, Stewart's aunt told the reporters that her family is heartbroken by the tragedy. She appealed for persons to come forward with information on those responsible for her nephew's death. Westmoreland laborer charged in restaurant robbery. Detectives assigned to the Westmoreland Police Division arrested and charged 20-year-old Ricardo Campbell, a laborer of Farmpen District in the parish, on Friday, March 18. Reports are that around 1:30 a.m., Campbell broke into a restaurant and stole a black laptop bag containing $114,000. The alarm system alerted a team from a security company, who apprehended Campbell and handed him over to the police. He was subsequently charged, however his court date is being finalized. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.